Okay, gotta fix this light a little bit. Hello, everybody. Hello. Sorry I was late for a few minutes, but just came out of the shower. First of all, Merry Christmas. If you're wondering what Dio's been up to, he's been doing some lot of studies, researches, doing some lot of astrology stuff. Today I played with something that's called astrocartography, how the energies affect you on different places on Earth. Look at some a lot of things. Um, Got into I don't know how to get this light to not be like this. Let me see if I can. Oh, really good. There might be for those apartments time when I go on that light. Uh, for It's getting brighter and brighter. Uh, so I think I will do this. I will just come here and swing this way. I think that is better right now. All right. Okay. So see, the only one person is here right now. So hopefully more people come in. Wherever you are, you can just write a chat right now. If you got any questions, there is two people. Hello, guys. Um, three. Oh wow, thank you. Wish you a happy holidays. I wish you everything that the new year comes up. Specifically, I want to give you this Christmas energy so you can go in there and get this energy inside of you to go ahead and reevaluate your spiritual values. Don't look at this gifts, this presents. Um, Hi, Two Shot. And don't look at this. Go take a little time for you to evaluate yourself. Enjoy the most important part right now is enjoy Venus in retrograde. Enjoy this energy of her. She gets you on a journey back to your love. She helps you to look at everything inside of you, your inner child, your things, everything that you need to go forward through this, everything that you need to get through this period. Um, if you watch the astrology report for the Venus retrograde, you will see that during that mid-January when Mars, Venus, and the Moon gets together, kind of like energy, it's going to help you out to pull yourself together, to get the things that you need to do, to go on, to move, and everything goes on with that. Astrology wise, I've been working on looking at the chart for the next year. I'm telling you, this is like a lot of charts. I mean, I'm just go on and on and on and on. I'm like, God, let's get this kind of like get over it. But the more I look, the more deep I go, and the more I deep I go, the more I deep I go, and it gets some bigger. It's a bigger thing. So trying to get at something more compact, something to be more, mm, let's say, more easy for you. There is a one old saying. It is about KISS. Keep it short and simple. That's what that stands for. And try to see if I can get this organized. I've been working on some other few videos on it, and also the vibration lately. They've been a lot of inner work. When you hear the inner work and your ears kind of goes up, and you're like, the monkey in the zoo. Let's have some little fun with this. Why not? Um, so I will be answering your questions. You can go ahead and you can write them up for it. But please, it doesn't matter what religions you are. Okay, we have the Jews are celebrating, the Muslims are celebrating, the Christians are celebrating right now. Just it doesn't matter what religion you are. Take your time for you. Take your time within yourself. Fix the things in yourself so that the people around you they can go ahead and they can enjoy you, enjoy your what you have, what you are, and whatever you are made out of it. Okay, so you guys can begin anytime with the questions. I'll be happy to answer them as best as I can and the way that I can. So there was a few comments they came in from the astrology. I spoke with some few people, and they're like, "Dio, and just put something together. We'll see if that's going to happen." Um, so we'll see how the things will be uh, into this. So if you got any questions, or if you want to just to simply say Merry Christmas, you can write a Merry Christmas, however you want it to do. As you know, usually and during the live chat, I answer the questions the best as I can. If I missed your questions, I'm sorry. Sometimes that happens because I'm only on the phone. When I try on the computer, doesn't work. The things doesn't work. Something I encounter lately that was a new emerging informations about a specific type of people. I was wondering why I cannot fit in any descriptions of alpha males, beta males, and all that stuff um, uh, to it. Um, why I don't talk about a twin flame again. Um, hey Nuri, how are you? Thanks, brother. Um, the twin flame was already kind of like a mostly kind of like a corrupting right now. The energy with the twin flames are are really twisted, and what I'm saying they are really twisted. It is about specifically within the tarot. Uh, um, I mean, as soon as I get in there, like in YouTube, and it start popping up this twin flames um, things, and they're like, let's see what he thinks about you. Well, guess what? You doing a reading for somebody who didn't give you permission to do the reading for him. So uh, there is a lot of a low astral energy right now about twin flames. There is a companies out there that says they can beat the divine time and the twin flames. And here there is the things about the twin flames. They're here. They've been poured out years ago. I mean, go ahead and look at it, Lindy Cowling. Go look at it, the earlier stages of Gold Ray Twin Flame. Rest in peace. He passed away. Go look at it, the beginnings of the twin flames. Okay, right now, that was a like 6 7 years ago. That was the things that came out. Now Uranus is in Taurus. We're talking about what are you going to do now? Are you going to be acting like a twin flame or are you not? And the people want to know about the twin flames. I've been talking to a lot of twin flames, but those are the twin flames who are staying in the twin flames. The people who doesn't stay in the twin flames, they begin to figure it out. There's something else. It is something different within uh, to it. As you know, if you follow my YouTube channel, there was a point of time that I stopped even calling the twin flames anymore twin flames. I was talking about soul connections. We were talking with some other people up here, and um, they asked you what's going on with the soul connections right now. What is the story? Is it is the energy? It is about the shift. It is about other things. You learn in the past 6 7 years what to be a twin flame. Now it's to perform, and there's going to be a test. You either perform or you don't. That's it. Simple as that. Because of Uranus and Taurus, the astrology is more important. You to learn how to navigate the vibrations as a twin flame, and the twin flames. They're Very, 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 very rare. You might think that you are within twin flame connection. You're not. But that it is about determination comes in from God, not from you. God may give you as a chance you to get in on this relationship, but guess what? God is going to pull you out, and then when it pulls you out, you're wondering what the hell happened to it. And this is why the twin flames right now, the energies of the twin flames, it's squeezed, it's pushed, it's pressed, it's gone. A lot of the people, they making a business with the twin flames. They say, I can find your twin flame. The tarot reading is the worst. I'm telling you, tarot readings are getting worse by the day because they are determining a fake reality that the person begins to think, to think about what the person is. So basically, when somebody goes for tarot reading, okay, and they say, well, I want to know for Mrs. A or Mrs. Whatever it is, or Mr. A or B, all right? So you go to the tarot reader, and tarot reader, okay, I'll do a reading for you. Okay, well, I'll well, this is what's going to happen. This is what the situation is, and this is what's going on. And guess what? The tarot reader, neither you got the permission from the universe to do that reading. Number one. Number two, the tarot reader reads the energy of you, asking the questions about that person. What do you think that person might do? It has nothing to do with the reality. Twin Flames lives lives in the reality. They're here now, present. They are not in the past. They're not in the future. They back it up. Their actions with words, and it's a very rare thing. It's a rare thing, and people who hasn't fixed their inner child, who hasn't fixed their problems, they can become the twin flame. You can. They can evolve into it. The energy is here. The energies is here, but they can't. I mean, I made some. I mean, hundreds of videos about a twin flame and the things that comes up. And all I do is when I talk to the twin flames, it is about like here's this video, here is that video. I already made them. I already said what it needs to be said. The only thing it is right now, it is about to perform. You and perform, guess what? You're like a book sitting on the shelf. That's it. I mean, if you gotta put it into a Christmas, a little bit of Christmas mood, elf on the shelf. You move it around and around, but guess what? There is no job done. And this is why the twin flames right now is the energies even coming into it. When I open up sometimes my YouTube channel, I have this couples that they have a business, and they say, "Well, come to us. We are going to be bypassing the divine time." And I'm like, "What kind of divine time? You can't bypass God. If you think bypassing God, then there is something's wrong with you. I mean, you need to look at it of different ways on it." But what it is about the twin flames, right now, the twin flames, they're gonna get a very specific gifts of Taurus in Uranus. The same gifts that were given during Taurus in the mid Aries, that was a ascension and continue permission to continue to evolve. Then that's permission is gonna come. If you are not truth, guess what? You stay down there. You stay down in the mud, and there in the mud is gonna be a mud. A lot of people is gonna be there, but this who's gonna go over, gonna cross over. They're going to cross over this reality. And that's what I don't make the videos right now for the twin flames because it's this thing is pretty much exhausted for Nuri. How does the Venus going retrograde in Capricorn impact people who has Venus in Capricorn? Hi Xi, hey, glad to see you that you're on the channel. Um, here is what it's going to do. If you have a Venus in the retrograde, you know who you are. I mean, you want this professional perfections in relationships, in the love, okay? But sometimes that profession depends. I mean, I gotta look at your chart. If you want a reading, catch me on the Facebook. I will look at your chart. We're gonna go over it. But just at the basic point right now, I want to tell you, Venus in the Capricorn, it is about professional. You know, Capricorn is professional. Be professional. That's it. It's just there. Um, hey, hi, NC. Nice to see you. Was great to talk this afternoon, isn't it? So that Venus in there in the Capricorn, sometimes it's hard, like the hard-headed Capricorns. The hard-headed Capricorns, for it is that they uh, push too much, they rush too much, they want to be their own way. But now Venus in the retrograde is telling them, listen, review right now your hardness. Have you beat your head up in the wall? Did you do that? What are you doing this for? So that Venus retrograde, if it's passing with yours, Venus, you're gonna have this moment of deja vus and reviews because of the sextile with Neptune and Pisces. You're gonna have these things, and you may gonna feel a little bit awkward. Now, if your Venus is retrograde in Capricorn when you're born, you're gonna feel the best time of your life. But if Venus was direct and right now it's retrograde, you're gonna feel tensions on it to it. Hi, Neringa. Um, Thanks, Nuri. Thanks, brother. So that it is about too. So any other questions that lately comes up? No questions. What is about the twin flames that coming up? They're gonna evolve to something else. They're gonna find their true thing. They're going to find the next stage, the next level for it. Yes, TF. Okay, the next level. What is the next level will be? They're gonna discover something that they haven't missed before. That was a back 6 years ago, again, 7. You're welcome, C. Yeah, namaste. I hope you enjoy the holidays too. So they will discover something else. You know, the twin flames have one thing. They're like the phoenix. They die and they rise, and they die and they rise, but every time they grow a new pair of wings into. So this pair of wings, they're gonna get the new thing. If they did the right, here how it goes with the twin flames. I'm talking about individually before I'm talking about team wise. Individually, the team, the twin flames, they are servants of God. You need to understand that they work with God. Sometimes you may feel like, oh my God, what the heck, to it. So when they prove to God, God gives them something new because He puts them to a test that you're gonna perform. Okay, so it is about, think about it like a class. You get through the class, you get your higher score, then you move to the next class. You failed, you go back, restudy, redo. That's what the retrograde does. That's what the astrology does. It tells you when you have to redo things. This is why it's the repeating cycles, to repeat. So through the repeating cycle, okay, if you had a karmic relationship or you're repeating something to it, guess what? If you learn, if you did 100% opposite what you used to do in your life, you evolve, you improve yourself. So guess what? You pass the class as a twin flame. If another person was there and they failed, they didn't, guess what? They stay in that class. They're not going with you. They're not moving with you. God doesn't allow them to move with you. It is what it is. He's in the control, not us. And here it comes into the devotions, into to the God particle with the twin flames. So with all this low astral energy right now, putting out in the uh, all right. Hey, brother Nuri. He says because he wrote it in Bulgaria. He's a bit. He should have been here now doing video with me. And yeah, okay, laughing on it. You come here. We're going to do live here. Yeah, I'll put you into it. He says the one thing, twin flames or twin stupids. You know, the stupid part it is like you keep repeating the same thing, mistakes on it. You know, um, he's very good guy. He's right on the top. Thanks, brother. Um, so what I'm talking about right now it is that the twin flames they're gonna be kind of like pulling off of the society, pulling off side, pulling. Okay, not all information has to be given public anymore. People abuse the gift of God. This is gonna be like the madness that Jesus beat up everybody in the front of the church when they selling. It's a place to God, not for you to go do a business. And a lot of the people won't understand that. This is why the twin flames that the real one, we're pulling out. You ain't gonna see us anymore. You're just gonna get us by the universe. You're gonna get us when you need to get us, when you really need them. You're gonna find a way. I still have some people. It's like I don't know what happened to you, but your video popped out and it's so good. It's so help. I sit down, I talk to them, I made with them great conversations over a video chat and help them out. That's how these things work. No commercials, there is no posts, there is no big giant banner, all gonna bypass divine time. It is what it is. You heard that before? I hope you did. But do you understand it, what it is, what it is? Did you give up to the it is what it is? Did you let go of your control or you're not? It is what it is. Are you in the next class? Yes or no? It is what it is. I ain't gonna go over with this for it. So, okay. Any other questions right now here? I think this is kind of like getting interesting topics here. Shoot it up. Write it down, some questions, whatever it's in your mind. And let's see what it is going on in here. I felt something is really off, even though the love is still there. Anyone else? Yes, it's off. What is it off? You need to understand that there is this mesh. There is a mesh up here, and we all put it into that mesh. And when the mesh is moving, okay, certain things fall down, but certain things can't. They won't go down. It's called the gate of the truth. It's called the gate of yes, it is off. It's different. Yes, it's a shifting. You got that sense right. And see, I yeah, you're one of the people that this checked out energy. We as the twin flames here as a spiritual people, we have a certain people that you guys don't know about it, but we talk to each other. How you feel the energy? Is that the same? How you feel the energy? Is that the same? You know what? I feel this is awkward. I know I feel this is today. And all of a sudden, we're communicating. All right. But we're staying in the back side. We are behind the walls. Like, for example, I needed to study something lately of very specific archetype of male. I was like, Okay, now I'm getting it who I am. Now I'm getting it why those things are the way they are. Now I understand about it. We talk with few people, and yes, unseen, that's what that is. What it's off is to remove the false with the truth. That is this separation right now. That is this things now. Hey, Moonchild, um, how are you? I haven't seen you in a while. I've been very torn between the twin flame journey and the law of assumptions. I found that the both to be true, but they also seem contradicting each other. I know, laughing out loud works a but okay, Moonchild. Hey, so here it is. You talking about the law of assumptions and the twin flames. Uh, Here's the thing about your twin flame. Okay, you need to understand it's all about. Um, yeah, it's been a while, isn't it? Yeah, but all dogs they know each other, right? They're all happy to see each other, right? I hope you don't mind, but that's what they say out in the country. In the United States, I just want to make a little laugh on it, throw some things from the old country. The journey in the law of assumptions. Well, the law of assumptions, when you assumption that the things will happen. There is a about this assumptions. They are more connected with into um, manipulations and um, kind of like they coming more from the ego's base. Uh, 7 years in this journey. Oh yeah, well, we remember it's been a long time, right? You're one of the like me, adult timers. Um, so here's what's going on. That the law assumptions that works with the twin flames. It's only only for moving up. Okay, if you still want any manipulations to abuse any of the law, you need to understand any of the laws out in the universe. You abuse them for manipulation, or you trying to go around, or you're going to try the sneaky way, or you're going to try to turn and twist and be. Once you put up to a test, you don't pass that test. Oh, God bless your soul. You're gonna be down there in the mud all your life for it. But the assumption helps with giving you, if I do this, I will get higher. Or if I do this, I will make the person come to me. You see what I'm saying? So that assumption, the one that you're talking about, it's progressive, it comes into evolutions, and it will give you some results. The other one though is degrading because it's involved the lower astral energy of manipulation. You lie, you cheat, you're whatever it is, that guess what, that assumptions that you're gonna make it, and it's not gonna happen. Sooner or later you're gonna lose everything, absolutely everything. You're gonna go back to the point square zero. Okay, basically you failed the test. You think that you makes your a cheat sheet for the exam at school, or you write it the answers on the hand and you hide it, and you think the universe doesn't know you cheat. Guess what, it does. As soon as it finds out you cheat, guess what, you go back to zero. You go back from the beginning. Okay, so that's what this assumption level is. Some people can misunderstand uh, manipulation with, hey, let's go do this, it's going to go up. Let's get this done because it's going to help us out. They think that that is manipulation. No, that is that law of assumptions that says this to it. Is manipulation to use assumption for helping because become a better, healthier person? Um, um, Now, Moonchild, here it is, for helping him a better person, more healthier. If you, the manipulation is so you can be with him and you only do it for that purpose, if you only do it for your own thing, your needs, or for he to supply your love, for example, is wrong. But if you do it, hey, Margaret, nice to see you here. But if you do it in the purpose of you just want to be the angel, you give this to him so they can just feel happy. They can feel the energy of angels inside of you. If you give them this energy of healing to it, then guess what? That angelic energy, uh, it doesn't have anything to do with this. All right, to with the manipulations for it, it doesn't. uh, uh, the Sharon Martin. Okay, there was so many messages at the same time. One thing at a time. Guys, so many questions. I may skip somebody. It makes me upset that I have forgive them for what they have done while they're just living their best life. And this world is just perception. Why will I want to be with them if they don't want to be with me? All right. Before before you assume you're in a twin flame relationships, take a look. Maybe the person has nothing to do with the twin flames. First of all, and for the twin flames, it's about to let go. Whatever bad things happen, let it go. Whatever is the bad person, let it go. It is a universe thing. I wrote it down back in the days about the universe and the consequences and what happens. And I think so. The video was a twin flame and the final let go, or something like this was had something to do with the final let go. You can go research on the channel and right there, if somebody doesn't want to be with you, if somebody is just doesn't want to be with you, I mean, they maybe use you, abuse you, just let it go. Don't have nothing to do with this person. Go ahead, just move on. Basically, move on. Happily after, worry about your own self. Worry about what you need to reflect on yourself. It is what it is. Damage happened. The damage is not control. It's universe. You need to understand. In the universe exists three things: light, darkness, and the void. The void, you're gonna hear about the void, like space, but also the void. It's once, for example, I will. If you watch the Karma series videos, the glasses. Once you go ahead and finish your karma, that's what your karma is going to look like an empty cup. But that karma, it's pouring on you. Or if you try to drink something, there is nothing. It's void. It's empty. And once you get to the void, only then you're going to understand one little thing. One little thing. And that's why it's important to watch those series. It is that you're going to be able to create without karma. You're going to learn to create without karma. And that is something you have to evolve as a twin flame into it. But this information is going to be poured out, but only the right people will do it. If you're the people trying to do it, like copy the copy the copy like a copy machine. I mentioned that before, years back. People were trying to mimicking twin flame and try to copy the twin flames. Guess what? They just copy the copy. But once you copy the copy the copy the copy, at the end you end up with the one sheet that it has nothing on it. It's all gray. It's all gray. So, okay. Um, Moonchild, no, not for me. I have cried on my angels on occasions that heal him even if he meant to be together. That is good. You know what, Moonchild? That is good. Continue praying. Is the shift due to collective shifts or due to a personal astrology charts? The shift, first of all, it's Unsi, very good question. Is the shift due to a collective shift or due to a personal astrology chart? I have uncomfortable feeling talking to the DM because what we have is a secret. I don't like lies or secrets. Ah, okay. Well, first of all, there is a lot of going on with the collective now. The shift. There's a lot of going on with the collective. As I said, right now, Uranus is in Taurus. It is about like, let's see, who's gonna bug the bull. Are you gonna be big and strong enough to grab the bull by the horns? Try it. I won't suggest you to try it though. But we are going to have this coming up here. Mars is going to join Taurus and Uranus in Taurus. I mean, if you think that the Mars in Scorpio was bad, you will see Mars in Taurus what it's going to do. Okay, because those are two different opposite energies. The one, it's the power of the secret, of the lie, of the hide. The other one is about the truth. Oh, you lied to me, I'll run you over. Oh, you screwed to me, oh, I'll run you over. And it's going to be a universe work. And God bless, the universe will do what he's going to do. About the personal charts, and see if you want me to do your personal chart, send me a text message and we're going to look at it for it. But let me tell you something. If you're in a relationship with someone who keeps it secret and has a lies or something like this, just one thing I want to tell you: run, 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 and go back. The thing it is that the universe is gonna put the truth only. Okay, if you engage with this kind of people about it, the truth is all about the truth, and it's testing in them if they can grow, so the universe can help them to grow. If they can't, then run away from it because there is no gonna be. The ones who moves up, they moves up. The ones who goes down, they goes down. This separation is gonna happen. It is what it is. It happens to everybody, and that's what's going on. Came out of the amount and everything. The Sharon Martin, I don't know what you're referring to. Came out of their mouth and everything, but Margaret Spino has a question. I have done 16 years of also healing myself, learning to love myself by forgiving and letting go of the things cannot change. Exactly. But don't go back in the past, Margaret. Don't go back and review what it could have been. Don't go back and review the happy memories. Don't go review the things that it was. Because you're staying there. You're staying in the past. Move. Move. Disengage. Look into a future. Go find something that excites you. Go find something that makes you good. Go read, write, go out for walks in the parks. Go do something, but don't stuck there in the past. The stuck in the past, I spoke on a lot of videos before, is don't help you in the present. And right now, the present is a more important thing. What do you do? What your actions are? How you act? How you react? What is going on? Okay? It is what it is. Here, now, not in the future. Oh, we will have a great house. We will have a great time. We will have this. We will have that. And you look at it now, there's got nothing going on. Here and now, it's important. Nothing is expensive with the moment. I didn't say that. Obi-Wan Kenobi from Star Wars said it. I won't say what Sirius says. I can tell you. You tell that to Luke Skywalker. And no, to Anakin Skywalker. I'm sorry, to Anakin Skywalker. You can think about the future. You can be mindful about the future, but nothing is expensive in the moment. You need to watch Star Wars, guys. I'm a good Star Wars fan. My twin flame doesn't know me in my real life. Does he know my existence? Huh. If he doesn't know you, how do you know him? Or maybe you just want to follow the path of a twin flame. You need to reevaluate yourself for it. You either meet a twin flame, either you meet the spark, or you meet someone who really can be okay with the vibrations and stuff. But you gotta be careful with this kind of things for it. Moonchild, oh boy, that's in my ninth house of the spirituality and the higher learning. I have natal Venus and Saturn there too. Should be interesting. Oh, Moonchild, you're gonna learn a lot. You know, Saturn's gonna teach you. He's the teacher. Welcome to the show. You're gonna be learning some new things. Yeah, you feel the pressure, didn't you? Sorry, I'm not laughing. I know how it is. I have Venus and Scorpio, so there's gonna be interesting part with that too. About me. So, um, yes, Margaret, let go of things you can't control. Agree. I let go side of the third parties and refusing to be a secret, with integrity and a self-love first and foremost. Yes, secret lies and deceives. They're not taken up there, and you can't move up. That's it. Secret lies, deceives. Yes, very well, very well, very well. Um, True ones that need the truth don't have it. The important is the truth sets you free. Yes, the truth sets you free. You got about that. Yes. So when you truth to yourself, your true self, you back it up with the actions of your true self. That is the only way you're gonna cross. Oops, I give you a secret, right? I give you the secret. Yes, I did, didn't I? Merry Christmas, it's a gift. Yeah, you're laughing, one child. Yeah, I know. Now you understand. It's good when you talk with the same people, kind of like the same language with the vibes and the same things. You look at it. Margaret, healing the inner child, it's most important. By the way, Margaret, thank you for mentioning the word inner child. You need to understand that the inner child is a very complex thing. The inner child represents the beginning of your development. If you uh, you're welcome, Margaret. Uh, uh, and okay, just reading the text and guys, I will talk to you about the inner child. So if you guys kind of like stop the chats for a minute, so it's kind of like gets me distracted. The inner child, child, it's developed in the beginning. It is very important how the inner child is developed. because that development of the inner child will develop the individual down the road. So, however you were as a child will show up now in the grown-up world. If you were a child that were happy, you're always helpful, you always try to be nice to everybody. If you were maybe like feel the pain of the others, you develop the empath part inside of you for it. You develop this compassions to others. Okay, but if you grow up in a place where you kind of like it was all about the um, stuff you to go ahead and for example, if you as a kid when you were developing you liked somebody else's toy and you took it and you hide it somewhere and nobody else to knows about it, then you develop yourself of getting the other people's things for it. So now when you come to this adult life, you like to go and you look what other people's have so that you can have them. But you like to take them, not to work for them. You maybe go ahead and get some things. For example, um, when you needed a love for it. If you, we have to because we are about love in here. If you weren't loved properly, you did not develop the love. So now, if you didn't develop the love, you're craving for that love. But what the love is you to allow others to love you. That's how you learn the love. If you don't allow the people to love you, guess what? You're not ever gonna learn the love. Because guess what? You did not fix the inner child. So you have to go back in time. You have to fix the inner child. I have the video that I made. Oh shoot, maybe like 3 years ago. 3 years ago, I was talking about the inner child and the twin flames in there. That fixing in the inner child will actually help you. It's a one at a stage to help you to evolve as a twin flame. You allow other people to love you. You allow other people to get the things done. Okay, you getting to this level of evolving on it. If you've been an abusive family, take a look at your family. What's going on right now? You need to understand that. Look at yourself in the mirror. That's what this is. Um, hey, Joy. Um, Merry Christmas. So you take a look in the mirror. What do you have? You have the fantasy or you have the reality. And this is why this shift right now that goes on, it is about reality. Here, now. And uh, um, hey, Joey, Johnny, thank you so much. And I appreciate everything for it. You guys, Merry Christmas to you. Margaret, when he left, he said our lives or a lie, and then I knew him better than anyone else. Isn't that amazing? What a cancellation, huh? Uh, when he left, he said our lives or ally, and then I knew him better than anyone else. The question is Margaret, you need to look at it, the problems during the separation. Okay, here is the thing about the twin flames. Okay. Um, the problem. Hi, Maria. Thank you. Thank you. Uh, Merry Christmas, or as soon as I see Happy Hanukkah if you're celebrating it. Um, too. Um, so, why the separations occurs? The separations occurs. Okay, Merry Christmas. The separations occurs that it points out what the problems are. And it's up to the individuals if they can be able to solve the problem. Now, the problems, do two things. They show what it needs to be worked, or they show the true face, one or the other, or could be in the both. But either way, the separation is to determine the truth. Ultimately, that's what it is, the separations. Determine the truth. That's it. Now, the universe gives the chance for the people to be together, to learn together, and to uh, co-develop themselves together. That's what the twin flames is about, to co-develop themselves. But if there is a lot of problems, guess what? There's going to be a separations. There's going to be this uh, painful separations for it. There's going to be this for it. But you need to understand that during this process of the separations, you find the truth. You're going to ask for the truth because the universe wants the truth. That's how it is. It all comes up from this Uranus and Taurus. It's about the truth. And oh, hey, Mora. Hey, guys. One thing about Mora. I know about Mora for a while. She's been in a couple of my workshops. She has if you catch her in the Facebook, uh, oh, you're welcome, Mora. If you catch her on the Facebook, she has some few books about the twin flames, and you can. She's been writing them. She sent them one to them to me, and you can get some good nuggets in there. Okay, and she is one of the greatest persons that I had in the workshop. Her light and her, I mean, she reminds me about if you ever watched the Tinkerbell, the movie. She reminds me about a Mother Mary, a Mother Mary that she always kind of like controls, you know, what's going on with the Tinkers. But Mother Mary always had the power of forgiving Tink for doing the crazy things. And there is this emotional moment of when everything goes in the hell in there in the movie, and then Tinkerbell's fixing it, and she's like asking for a second chance for it, and she went out and she gave the hug in there, and that's what I remember more. It's with these hugs over at the workshops that they're very special. You give these energies out there, you give this powers out to it. So I would suggest you that, you know, it's not a commercial, just you get it for. Okay, so did I miss any questions? Okay, inner child, it's important to go back into it. Inner child is important to heal. You don't heal the inner child, you're gonna drag yourself in the same class. Whatever your situation with the healing child is, um, it might be right now. It's a very important time to heal the inner child because that's what Venus retrograde. Mm, uh, yeah, we can do a workshop. Yeah, maybe more on, you know, the world it's too small for deal. I can just, you know, travel anywhere. I pretty much I haven't been in Asia and I haven't been in Africa, but pretty much everything else. Oh, well, I gotta go to Australia, but that is a upcoming plans. Oops, I spill a secret. Um, so the inner child, it's if it's underdeveloped, there's always going to be a problem. That's why uh, you might gonna need some psychologist or psychiatrist to go ahead and see what it is the inner child it's undeveloped from. Is there was a problem with um, the society? Is there was a problem with the environment that you are? Is that was a problem with the home environment at home? Maybe problem with the parents, or there was a problem with the culture-wise that the things were. Uh, because most of the problems with the inner child they comes in from uh, underdevelopment. Um, yes, and here I'm getting it. You need to. My brother Nuri, he's writing in Bulgarian. I want to translate what he said. If you can't hug um, the bat with love, you can't overpass it. And yes, but you have to do it inside of you. You have to do it inside of you in your own way, uh, in your things too. And this inner child, it has to. You have to hug your inner child. You have to hug the bad in you to heal it. You. Don't ask for external force. Don't ask for external things. Don't expect somebody to do that for you. You're a grown up person, but something happened in your childhood. Don't drag your traumas from the childhood now, in the present, because you don't fix them, they pass in the next generation, and they'll pass to the next generation and the generations after. It's following with the family karma. So the family karma, it is a family karma. Uh, Speaking of the which, I was just saying Australia, and the guys from Australia, they just text me. So maybe I will go to Australia pretty soon. Um, I love hugs to give healing. You need to be careful. Everyone has a good intentions. Yes, you exactly that. I need to do something up here pretty quick. Uh, just a 1 second. So the guys could just text me from Australia. I text them back to tell them for the whole story that I'm alive in the YouTube, so they can laugh on it for so this matter phone. Um, and yeah, the inner child it's a big issue, and you can't evolve and talk about twin flames if you haven't healed your tail. Okay, I mean, if you haven't healed your past, if you haven't worked that out, this is why the ignition period. Um, oh yeah, they will join us. I mean, they're very good friends of mine. And I know them for years, years. Um, it's a very funny story about things and astrology and them. We have a long story in there if they join us. Maybe someday we can, when I get there, we'll, you guys to meet them. We'll see about it. I need to get some little bit of coffee. Um, mm. so yeah, that's what this is, the inner child. You will know it fix your inner child because when you fix your inner child, for example, what I had to do, I'm going to give you one exercise that I really did to myself way back in the days. The exercise is about to find a picture of you when you're 3 year old. I mentioned this before in other videos. I mentioned to some of you in the workshops. I mentioned to some of you while I was talking to you. Um, you take that picture of 3 year old in front of you, and you kind of like meditate, but with open eyes. And you look at that same energy inside of you. And this is how you reach that inner child. And you say it, you know what? Back in the days, nobody loved you, but look at me. I am a big grown woman that deserves love. I don't know love because of nobody loves me back then, but now I love you. Okay? Or if you're a man, hey, it's a beautiful boy. Uh, I love you. You are me. Nobody cared for your love back in the days. I love you. Go say your name. Say your name like you giving the love to yourself. I mean, you may gonna ask your questions why you don't like your name. Well, you don't like your name because when the people call you by your name, you kind of like for it. I mean, I changed my name from Dobrin to Dio because for so many reasons. And now that's stick and left off. It is what it is. That's the name I got when I was 14. 13, 14. That was my nickname, Dio. And my nickname later on became Dio. And my daughters, they have their second name, Dio. Um, will message you as I thought. I wanted to do a workshop with you before 2020 came to a halt. Well, Mora, I'm in Bulgaria right now, so the workshop is gotta wait. I'm here for another surgeries here in the state in Bulgaria, so it's gonna be a while before we get into it. Um, uh, but we're gonna find out some. We're gonna find out some time about doing some workshops for it. Yeah, the inner child is an important topic about the twin flames. So you never smiled as a child often? Had a stranger's comment. Why did you not smile and see why you don't smile? Who told you to smile? Who didn't give you permission to smile? Take a look there in the pain. Um, Zoom links, workshops like Lean Sherry. Lean Sherry is very good. Yeah, I'm so happy that she's doing fine with her liver so far. Last thing for Sherry, I heard that they had to go ahead and give some another steroids for it. So far, it's been okay, and she's been waiting to get off of the steroids so she can begin to heal her own thing for for that. So, hey Juanita, nice to see you here. How are you? Do I love you and your passion? Yes, I know. It's been a long time, friends, didn't we? It's glad to see you here. I'm glad to see you here. I'm glad. I'm just glad to see you here. By the way, Juanita, last night, I think so, you had like awakening or something on the Facebook. You were like, psh, you were blowing with the quotes. Empathic, depressed. If you were impressed, um, the readings are not real unless they personally know you. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, you know, we all know what we're talking about when it comes to the, those readings. Yeah, if you believe in the tarot readings, yeah, you go in the wrong directions. Because if here's about a tarot readings, Juanita. Thanks that you're here. Appreciate it. Here's about the readings. Okay, into the tarot readings. Somebody reads information that has no permission for it. He reads something that could be your own assumptions or the assumptions of the reader, and then you making decision on the wrong, totally has nothing to do with it, decisions, and you go into the wrong direction, and then you go back for more, and then you go back for more. You're with your twin flame? No, ain't gonna be. It's based on assumptions of you to understand what he's doing so he can do manipulations. You don't have to worry what he's doing. If you were worried what he was doing, you should be next to him, not going and doing a readings what he's doing. You should not worry. There is a one quote that says there, don't worry what he's doing. Worry about why he's doing. What are you doing? Why he's doing? If you guys catch it, what was that all about? Okay. Oh, glad to see you smile. Hey, Ansi, yes. It's a struggle for it. Ansi, the depression. You need to look at it into the depression. Depression is not good for anybody. Let me tell you this. Depression can happen for a lot of reasons. Depression can happen for a lot of situations for it. But you still have to get up as a empath sooner or later. You have to go. You have to move. You universe can kind of like giving you an injection for it. They will take care of you from upper astral if you were suffer in a depression. But the question it is you have to allow that medicine to walk inside of you. You have to allow that energies to walk inside of you. If that energy walks inside of you, that's as they say in the Bible, allow the God walk with you. That's what I'm talking about. Then the things will happen. You're gonna get your smiles back in and everything backs up. But depression is not a good thing. 11:11 Kali time. Oh, okay. Yes, it is. My nose. I'm sorry, but my nerves are getting redeveloped here, and I'm getting electrical shocks sometimes to time, and that's what it says. Um, okay, so any other questions up here? I'm gonna have a smoke. For 1 hour, I have a smoke. That's good. Oh, thanks, brother. Thanks. Thanks. Nori, can you put us some kind of like a high quality questions? You have a high quality questions, so um, yeah, I know, but smoking helps me with. I was on so many narcotics drugs. I was overdosed from medical drugs, and I need something to help me. You guys know what I'm talking about. I prefer the nicotine instead of marijuana or getting some other stuff that I can get my hands on, but no. Oh, I know. I was a former smoker. I used to don't smoke for 14 years, but I went out crazy. I went out nuts. I had a horrible withdrawal because they cut my medical narcotics dry. You have no idea what it is like. You've been on drugs for 6 months and they cut it dry for you. If you haven't experienced some withdrawal from drugs, I hope you never, ever, 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 ever experience it. Don't go out there and try to experience it. Now you understand why I'm smoking, right? It helps out. It's okay. I don't know. Or 10 you know about it. Yeah, it is the worst. All right, guys. Anything about soul connections? Anything about astrology? Whatever is in your mind. I'm staying away from the supplements now. Don't trust that much because the chemistry. Mercury retrograde was terrible. Oh, guess what? We have a Mercury retrograde coming up in Capricorn, the place where the moon is. Oh God, we have a very good questions now. Now we are going to go deep. I asked brother Nuri um, for a questions, and he just diving deep. And there's gonna be some real show because Mercury retrograde is gonna be pretty much there where the Venus retrograde is. They're gonna be very connected to each other. They're going to be driving you nuts. You think Venus retrograde is good? Well, wait until Mercury retrograde goes in the same place. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Oh, you didn't do the proper work during Venus retrograde. Oh, your conscious gonna be, oh, it is a Capricorn. Are you professional to yourself? What did you say to the people around? Were you presenting yourself or are you really saying the truth? Oh, there's gonna be this conscious inside of you that the soul is gonna remind you for it. So, without further ado, mm, uh, Brother Nuri asked the questions here. So, um, there was this shoot how to translate it to um, it's kind of like a something between stupidity, clumsiness, where they come from, and how it's passed through generations. This is more with a um, kind of like a family karma related to how is it passed into generations. For example, um, if your grandfather was very abusive, he abused his son. The son knows that it's abusiveness, so he abuses you. You don't know anything else, you're abusing other people. But since you're the one who are chosen one to solve the karma of all these guys behind you, you have to learn not to be abusive. You have to learn how to be caring. You have to learn how to be opposite. You have to learn how the things are. How this it's going through the generations, it's called as a family karma. And what does that mean as a family karma? Pretty soon I'm going to make the video for family karma. That's going to be talking about this. Is that, for example, if the father said to a girl, okay, a boy, it's gonna be the same thing. Sorry, Nori, put you on the spot, not talking directly to you, but since you're a man, I'm just, doing the things as a man. If your father was been told by his father, you are dumb. There is nothing comes in from you. Everything you touch, you're breaking. Everything you go around, you're breaking. Everything you do is just a mess. And guess what? This is what the projections is within your father. So now your father sees you, you drop a dish, and now he gets on you. Look at you! Are you blind? You broke the dish. There is nothing's gonna come in your life with you. And he beating up on you. He kills you, your inner strength as who you are. It beat it up you. So you cannot really evolve, get up. Things happen, shit happen. Okay? But where I come from, it's from generations past. For example, if you have 6, 7 generations of layer of someone did something that he's not sure of done, and they hide it, then what happened is the son did something and he hide it. Then the other one hide it, and the other one hide it. Now we end up you hiding everything. Only the truth will set you free. You need to understand there is no other magical pill. There is no magical pill. Truth is the pill. If you don't believe me, go watch Matrix. Okay? I mean, the movie came out, I'm hoping I'm going to watch it pretty soon, but, each one of you want, the red or the blue. The lie, you go back where you are, you stay there. The truth, you came out of the matrix and you see the reality. How was the reality? That the machines was controlling the world, right? You're not gonna like the reality. Nobody likes the reality. Why? Because the reality is ugly. Like it or not, the reality is ugly. If you're an awakened person and you see the reality the way it is, I mean, you're gonna be throwing up in the toilet every single morning from that reality. Believe me or not, it is what it is. But you haven't seen it, right? You haven't awakened, you haven't opened your eyes, you haven't opened the things inside of you about the truth. Because you're not truth. How can see something if you're not that? How can be in a relationship with someone if you're not in a relationship with yourself? How can you want to have somebody in your life when you have nothing inside of you? There is nothing. You have no relationship with yourself. You don't have no relationship with yourself. Guess what? You're the nothing. So wherever you touch, you just take. You don't give. And that's what that is. It's the nothing. Okay? That's the other part of the void. There is no stars in there. The big giant void out there in the universe, there is no nothing. That's it. There is two type of voids. One from within the universe that you develop the universe. But out there, it's the big giant void. Nobody knows what it is. It is what it is. So to continue back with this karma is something it's passing through the generations that is involved with the DNA. Certain psychology problems developed with somebody did something wrong, and they developed within that person from whatever he did, it got encoded within the DNA through the brain, and they pass it to the next generation. Next generation, it already has this. It is in the genes of the DNA. Now they're gonna do the same thing. because that's what it is. Now the next person comes in, is the same thing. They're doing the same thing until you came, the chosen one, to fix the bloodlines. You become to awaken. You figure out, well, shit, something's wrong. And when something is wrong, guess what? I have to fix it. But how am I going to fix it? I have to awake. I have to see the reality. I have to see the truth. I have to seek for the truth. I want to know what's going on. I want to know the things. They are the way they are. Not the way they think that is, not the way it was, the way they are now, here, in the present. Okay? So now you become an awakened. You're like, okay, shit, I need to change this. So you look it up to the universe, you look it up to a God, and he's like, you know what, God, I understand this is wrong. I have to change it. I need that love. I need that compassion. I need this truth. I need everything. So now you go ahead and you fire up your mirroring neurons. But how you fire up the mirroring neurons, say when you meet your twin flame, or when you see a dream from a bird like Tesla, or you see a mother out there with the child, and you see disconnections between them, or you see a father with his boys over there, and you see these things, and then you get fired up, and all of a sudden you see these lights from the middle of nowhere. You just, they comes in, and it's like yellow bright lights. They comes in, and they comes in, your whole body is getting rewired, and the mirroring neurons are fired at that moment, and they rewrite your brain. When they rewrite your brain, they rewrite your DNA, and they fix your problems. Okay, now the new information comes in, the new things are coming in. Okay, now if you're chosen one, you don't want to change. Oh, you keep doing the same thing over and over, and God is like, hey, you and I, we have a here, it's called a soul contract with you. Okay, you and I, we have something to do. You promised me you're gonna come down and fix this family line. All right, and when you do this, you better perform. You don't want to perform, then okay, I'll put you to the biggest anger you can have in your whole life, and that will trigger the dark night of the soul. And the dark night of the soul does exactly the same thing as the ignition. Rewrites your brain, wipes everything out, and puts your reset button. It resets your brain, and guess what? You woke up on the next day after the dark night of the soul. You're looking on the back, you have only a white pages. You're like, oh crap, what happened? I have no sins. But I know everything, but now it's different. I know the reality. Oh my God, I feel vibration. What the heck? Right? So, I mean, when it's your time, it's your time. But if you don't want to do it, then don't want to do it. If you want to stay in the mud, stay in the mud. But if you, God's got something to do with you, between you and God, oh God, God bless your soul. One way or another, it's His rule. He created you. He created the universe. He's the creator of this. He filled up the void with all this that we have. We are Him. He is us. That's how it goes. Like it or not, it is what it is. Hey, Brother Nuri, thanks for this question. I hope I answer it. Any advice on finding purpose on this journey? Moonchild, the purpose is within you. There is always a purpose. Always. I will suggest you one book to go ahead and find it. The name of the book is The Purpose of Driven Life. It's a little Christian book, but inside of it, it's important. I will suggest you to go ahead and get it and read it. That book Pretty good. Um, um, Hi, Leah. My family karma seems to be poverty mindset. My twin flame journey really brought this out. Initially, I had a massive expectation for him to provide for me as my journey continued. He still pops up. Poverty. So here is, if you have a poverty for it as a family karma, why does the poverty comes in? Where the poverty comes from it? First of all, it's coming from the mindset. We've been poor. Have you heard that? We've been poor from. I mean, your grandma and your grandpa, they were poor. Your mom and your dad, they were poor, and so you are poor too. Mindset, traits. But why you are poor, as far as a karma, it comes in that you have to evolve. This is another thing of the family karma. You see this people coming out of the very poor families, and all of a sudden they becomes a billionaire. Why? It's again the same story that I just said about the mindset. To be the truth, to be the powerful, to get the right things. You don't get the right things, you're never gonna get the right results. It is what it is. So another reason for this poorness in the timelines within the family could have been that one of the person always be stealing. He doesn't work, he only goes and steals. Well, guess what? That stealing continue in the next generation. They may go to work, but what do they do at work, right? If they drive in a truck, they goes in and they took it out the big drum and they pull out, the fuel and they put it into their car. When they put it into their car, guess what? They don't pay for the fuel. But guess what? You look at their life, they're poor. Why? Because they don't see it to evolve. They like the way it is. And that's why you are poor, because this is the environment you grow up with. This is the inheritance you get from the previous generations before you. But when you are chosen one to fix the karma from that bloodline, you change. You Here is the tricks of how you can fix the karma. I won't say tricks, but um, it is about you have to separate from the family, totally, completely disengage. I mean, if you have to move to another country, if you have to move another side of the earth, okay, just totally disengage. So you can develop yourself without they to be giving you that energies to you. Now you become an example of them. They see you, they begin to do the same thing. Now, if they jealous or they are just like envy, oh my God, look at this, he's got so much or she's got, come on. You just let them do what they needed to do. You fix the bloodline. It stopped in you. Now the generations after you, okay, you need to learn them not to be spoiled, not to be indulged. You need to understand indulgence is not love. You go ahead and buy this iPad to a little kid that, or the latest iPhone to that kid, and you think you give them a love? Really? You give them love? No, you didn't. You give them a stupid phone or a stupid iPad that 2 years after is going to be a new model. That's not love. And what love it is to go ahead and have a conversations with them like an adult. And guess what? Most of those conversations, they're going to be uncomfortable. And guess what? They're going to be uncomfortable for 10 years, 15 years. But when they come in your age, that conversations, that will pay it off. Thinking about like investment, okay? You go ahead and you invest in the bank, right? The money is not going to grow for a year, 2, 3, 10. The money's going to grow for 20 years. It's the same thing with your kids. And if you think you indulge them in all the time you respond to them and you just, nah, time out. You're creating something else. You go back to the same place. So that's got to be very careful what you're doing. Secret kept us sick. Remember that? Aha, hey brother Nuri, you laughed on it. Okay, secret kept us sick. Yes, keeping a secret. That is a huge thing. Important secret. When you talk with people, there's going to be some things that you don't really remember in your brain at all. But there's going to be some things that it's important secrets and secrets that they're out of your mind. You don't even remember them anymore. They were not this kind of like important things. But about the secrets, that if you have a relationships where the secret is, and you keep that relationship in secret, it's not a relationship. It's everything else, but it's not. Brother Nuri says here, the truth is like a sharp sword. It cuts and it destroys the ego, that only the person with the mind, he cannot hold the truth, and only a clear heart and the soul, they can handle it. Yes, yes, amen, brother Nuri. I will say Padre Nuri. Can I say that for it? Um, okay. Uh, I was gonna say how the mirror neurons play out with your twin flames. Ooh, they fire them up. Your twin flames fire that up because there is the same vibrations within the people. You can have a similar vibrations with a similar people, but the ignition state can be your twin flame or cannot. That's determined again by the actions. You need to understand, watch the people's actions, not the people's talk. Big mouths, they talk. Okay, big people gets to work, and people who doesn't do the work, they don't get the rewards. All they get is the crumbs. Okay, it's very different to understand this purpose. What I'm talking about, the crumbs. Um, when you get to work, you go out, you make money, you go to a store, you prepare for yourself a meal. Usually the people who, they don't get to work, they don't get to anything. After you finish the meal, you take out the dish and everything, the crumbs of bread, they are left around the table. And that's what some of the people are getting, those crumbs. They don't get the whole thing because of this, keeping it secret. But the neurons, the mirroring neurons, there was a French institute. What they actually, because it's a very rare, you to go ahead and catch this. So she's been scanning some people, what's happening during the firing of the mirroring neurons of the brain. So she finally was able to do it. And how does it look like? It is the whole brain. It gets this yellow lights, yellow, orange, white light. They kind of like burst out from here, from the center, and it just came down and fall down like in the rivers right here. And it sees this, and she's explaining about the mirroring neurons, um, and what they actually do. What they actually do is that they're expanding your consciousness. You're going to increase your capacity of the brain, and then whatever you knew subconsciously now becomes reality. This is how you evolve. That's what this process with the mirroring neurons is involved. If you want to know more, go watch mirroring neurons video. I made it. That's why I don't make so many videos now for it. Uh, Alone, loneliness, so we're feeling so lonely. Uh, how to be good in these feelings? Well, if you're alone, why did you allow yourself to be alone? And loneliness. You need to understand there is a difference between alone and loneliness. If you are um, a type of a guy that he needs to have a time alone to go ahead and reevaluate and do everything, loneliness is great. Loneliness is perfect. It is about you have time to do your things. Okay. I mean, I enjoy my own company. Don't get me wrong. I like to be in relationships and have everything is going on too. But I gotta have kind of like my time for it during the day. If I'm so busy during the day, then I get cranky to it. But um, if you're alone, ask yourself what causes it to be alone. Okay, maybe you are not with the right people. Maybe the people were not right for you, or you were not right for the right people, or maybe there was a something else involved that you don't know about it. Maybe you should look things. You basically are not alone. I mean, I will send you to Brother Nuri, and he's gonna tell you this: God is always with you. You're never alone. And I know he's laughing right now, um, and that's what he said. God never leaves you. You're gonna go ahead and do when God walks with you next to you, and God puts you upstairs, to heal. Then when you get up, then it's gonna be different guy. And guess what? Brother Nuri is right. Brother Nuri is always right. Um, hey Joy, what is the Q? Questions and answer event. I don't know if I spell it right. Um, yeah, something about me. Let me tell you something about it. I always had issues with uh, spelling and grammar and laws. I was like, who was wondering about that? I have to have a spatial grammar. I was in the fourth grade, I think, studied Bulgarian and literature. And my teacher was like, "You're hopeless with grammar. I have no understand how you're perfect with reading. I mean, you got no problems with it. But when it comes to your writings, sometimes I feel like you write with your feet instead of your hands, and your grammar is just unreal." But down the road, I had this other teacher, and I begin to write few things, and she is like, "You write very well." But I didn't pay attention back then. I should have paid attention for it. So yeah, that is about the questions yeah, for. Hi Valeria. Hope you had a great coffee. There is some kind of spam going on in here. I don't know what it is, but I need some little bit of coffee. It was great talk. Is there any more questions? I'm kind of like feeling fired up, so I can go for another hour. Anything about astrology or anything like this? You guys shoot it. Don't pay attention to Valeria. That's vium.ong. It's got to be probably some kind of spam, so please. Hey, Augustine, how are you? Um, I'm doing okay. My surgery, I got I don't know if you guys see it, but I had this surgery right here in the nose, and they put my lips down. If you see my lips. Um, and for right now, it's still kind of like it's healing right now. This bump has to kind of like um, to be absorbed. I have another appointment. I was just on appointment like 2 days ago, 3 days ago, and I'm gonna have an appointment like a mid-January, maybe another surgery coming up, maybe like March. But hopefully we'll be okay. Hopefully the things are gonna be all right. Um, and um, we'll see. I'm expecting two more surgeries, which is the one is gonna be uh, taking up some cartilage and probably from my rib and putting up here. And the other one is gonna be fixing the lips a little bit better. They're much better because before, as you guys know me, the lip was all the way up here and there was a lot of issues. Now it's much better. When I came here in Bulgaria, they had to fix the lip first of all. They're like, your lips is twisted. It has to be fixed before we do the nose because if the lips is not fixed, it's gonna be continued as. So they did that, and so far it's been doing okay. And I appreciate you asking about my health, specifically of this. Um, Thanks God, so far so good to it. It's normal this love inside me to fluctuate intensity. Moonchild, I had an Instagram, but I'm not going in there. Don't have time. Usually, I'm more on the Facebook pretty much all day. Uh, and there's a questions up here. Is it normal for the love inside me to fluctuate intensity? Okay. Most of people don't know what the intensity is. Intensity, it is something of building up a pressure. For example, if you take the cup and you take a one kind of like a cylinder and you continue squeeze, it's going to create intensity here. It's going to create these things for, and this intensity, it's going to pounding. If it's, imagine like if you get in um, um, you pressing up in the air, it's gonna come back out. Pressing it in the air, it's gonna come back out. and that pressure of the air, it's going to push back, and the intensity you're pushing in is going to be the intensity it's pushing back. So the vibrations of the level of the love, they're going to comes up and comes down. What you're pushing, what you're suppressing, what are you if you're suppressing the love inside of you, it's going to come back. The love is going to come back, and those love vibrations, they're usually coming from suppression. Don't suppress the love inside of you. The love doesn't have to be suppressed. The love has to be just released gift, uh, and that's what this is all. um, uh, Austin, thanks, my man. Muchas gracias. Estás hablando español. Muchas gracias. Con mi corazón de ti corazón. Uh, and thank you so much for that you give me these words. I really need it. Sometimes, somebody to, I have these friends that they follow me with it, what's going on with it and how they're getting to. So I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. And glad you're here. Um, Augustin, there is some Bulgarian doctors. I'm right now in the very special. It is a military hospital. So here they're pretty good. They just had a brand new, renovated hospital in there, and things are. The guy knows what he's doing. There is a lot of plastic surgeons, but most of plastic surgeons, they like to fix different stuff, if you know what I mean. But for reconstructions on the nose and deeper stuff, there are only few left in the world. So when you think about plastic surgeons, I want you to be very, very careful what you're doing. Hey, DEFCON, I liked your name. You know why, right? DEFCON, I love it. I just love it. You know why, right? Okay. Um, I know you're smiling. Thank you. I feel like I picked up last night with my connections to the God and my team. Um, you, but today feels much less intense. Yes, the intentions is gonna be less intense because of Venus is in retrograde mode. For whoever enters to that energy and peace, Venus is like, shh. If you watch my astrology reports, they matching those vibrations. That's what I make the astrology reports I make to help you navigate in the twin flames. If you haven't getting that point, as I can't help you with that. This is your guidelines, but only a few people who left. They're usually like 100, 150. Um, that's what the astrology report, an average of the viewers, and that's follow up with the universe law of only the top 5% uh, of the people they can be kind of like be with you. So if you have 8,000 subscribers, there's going to be 130, 150 that's going to be, and out of this 150 is going to be a 1% that really understand everything. That's how it goes. It's all about numbers and math, but that's universal math. We're talking about something different. But DEFCON, um, that is about the vibrations. They are different. They are more calmed, and they were even gonna come down more mellow. That is about they're gonna be very mellow. That's gonna be like it's time for a break, but it's not really break time. It is about, oh, I have to find time for myself. What is it I did wrong? What is it I did wrong? and that is a energy that okay, unseen, all laugh on my Spanish. That's fine. Mucho bueno. Qué lindo hablar español. Hey, Dio. Dio Agostino. De nada, mi amigo. Un abrazo, hermano. Te abrazo. Um, if you guys don't understand, abrazo is hug. Yeah, it's been such a support. C has a questions. If a twin flame blockage from union has conflict with individual mission, career, any advice? C, now blockage. Blockage could be something that needs to be overcome. That's what the blockage is. Blockage is telling you, okay, that's the problem. You touch the problem. You can't go forward. You have to get this problem solved. And the blockages from union is, for example, okay, cups. Okay, 2 cups holding one liquid that just goes up and down, up and down. But now there's going to be a blockage. That's the blockage here. There is going to be no liquid. There is going to be no love pass by. So we need some work. So whatever the problem is, it has to be solved, not just from the one person, but from the both. And that is required to be understand what the big conflict is. Now, if there is a person who thinks that they have an individual mission as far as a career, you need to look at your bloodlines. Where did you get that program about career? Okay. For example, in some of the cultures, they say career, 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 and then you become like 27, 28, 29, 30 days, like when it's left for me to get married. So now the people can get married. I mean, I can tell you, some of the countries, those are countries out in kind of like when you started from, we're talking about India, Pakistan, we're talking about China, we're talking about Japan. I mean, if you go into Japan, over there, it's like these guys, some days, most of the days, they work like 15, 16 hours. They have no personal time. Their devotion, it's career, it's the job. You may not know this. You may have to research it for it, though. You can test my words, see what's going on. You need to understand that in some of the cultures, okay, it is about to break that patterns of work, 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 of demands, of this unending issues because of development. You have to have a time for develop yourself, to develop yourself. And that's what this is. The job, all of a sudden, it represents itself like a blockage. Because what is more important to you, the job or the happy life? The job, or you've been miserable? What is it more important to you? It is more important to you is to find a balance. What balance is? Having a job that provides enough for you to survive of everything that you need and evolve. Because now you can have all the freaking money you want in your life. You don't evolve, you got anything. You go back to the wherever you came from. That's it. This is your job. Your primary job here is to evolve. You don't evolve. You don't break the old cycles. You don't break the old things. Guess what? You ain't doing anything. You're just a bag of bones that do a work. And basically, you work for energy, for money. But basically, you make somebody rich. So you're basically a battery, like in the Matrix. So the only question it is like your 1.5 volts battery, your 4.5 volts battery, your 9 volts battery. So that depends. But your battery. For most of the people out there, if you're working, that's what it is. Your battery. You just go there, you work, they give you the money, you go ahead, you recharge yourself, and you go back and work. That's how it goes. It's the energies exchange. The question is how you going to improve yourself from 1.5 volt battery into this big giant generator? That's now you're talking differently, okay? But again, you have to evolve. Thank you, DEFCON. Thank you. I'm so at peace. Thanks. Exactly how I feel that. Um, yes, and DEFCON, you're the one person that out on the YouTube that follows up my astrology reports, and you know why. And I really like that you keep it up. I hope that if you one day you want to decide, you want to have a reading for it, I'll help you to it. But you understand vibes, and I know that you do. So thank you for being, like this. Keep going, keep walking on the road. You want to come up. Um, I just wanted to tell that it happened a lot this last time. I really took heart chakra activation that woke me up in the middle of the night. Then a really bad conversation with her. Augustine, here is, you need to understand there is a two type of angers. Okay, you can have rough conversations with your twin flame or soul connections for two reasons. The one reasons is because you want the things to go your way and they are not going, and it's going to be an anger, it's going to be a madness, it's going to be, I gotta have the control, I have to have this, he's gotta have these questions, he's gotta go this way, it's gotta be my way. But that's the way of the narcissist. They want to control with everything, so they can put the person in fear to go ahead and be their way. And that's what that anger comes from. That is a different anger. But there is the other anger that I'm going to talk about it. That is the anger about the truth. And the anger of the truth, it is like, you better get your ass and admit everything. You better tell the truth. Because guess what? Universe wants the truth. And you gotta look at it deep inside of you when you have these conversations with your TF or your soul connection, or you have to look at it deeply. What it's the cause of the anger. Okay, the anger also can comes in from a silent treatment, but that anger from a silent treatment, it's because of manipulations. Somebody want to talk to you about the real problems, and they just giving you some other things, and you're like, no, 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 I want to know the truth. then you got to be very careful, because that anger can affect a lot of the things are going on. But still, you want to know the truth, because the universe wants to know the truth. And there is no escape of that. You might escape of this lifetime, you may escape next a lifetime, but there is going to be a time there will be no escapes. There will really no escape of the universe. Like it or not, you can't. Unless you go to the void where there is nothing. The big nothing that it's never developed. That could have been. Everything went south, really south. Whoa. I have been into psychology, torture, harassment. She's really broke my heart this time. I don't want to know nothing more of her. We trigger ourselves so bad. I'm really, really let go. Enough. You're right, Augustine. You have to let go. Okay? The psychology, torture, harassment for it. You need to understand that some of the traits there within the females. There is a females here who right now they also listen to this. You need to understand that if the things don't go their way, they put that psychology torture. It is like they want to break you down so you can bow on your knees and you can go ahead and you can accept their things the way they think. For it, they will have a demands for you. You can demand. If you break in, dear females, if you thinking that you doing something very wrong, you killing the man within the man. If the one man breaks in the front of you and their knees, you have to be a very weak individual to do that. Okay, and it's very, very bad. I had a lot of people who came to me. It was like maybe 3 or 4 years ago. I mean, this guy was really, really, really messed up because of this. And now I understand what he went into it. Lately, I understood what that was. The value of the person for it. He had a very rough family life. He was abused, not only mentally but physically as well. When he was a child, from whatever, let's not put it that way. But later on, he was abused from a woman, and then that abuse really broke him down. We worked hard so he can get up, and once he get up, then I haven't heard him from maybe 2 years or so how he's doing. But in these situations, you need to understand, dear ladies here, if some of you think that way, you should change your thinking. Don't break the man part within the man, because you have a demands. You have things that you want the man to obey. No. You are to build the man within the man. Build with him. One house is not built by one person. It takes two. One nest, it requires two birds. And if you have this kind of like a thinking, my twin has to do this, or my twin has to do that thing, then don't have requirements. There is no requirements. It's only love. Okay? It's only love. Now the action is going to prove if the twin is twin. Okay, the actions. But just um, Augustine, after we finish here, um, please text me on the Facebook. I'll talk to you personally. There is something I want to give you to. Okay? Um, you're such an angel. How did they gain this spatial knowledge? You never know how valuable you are. I will suggest you one thing. Go and research. I just recently found there is a very special people walking on the earth. It's called Sigma people. Go ahead and look at there. Uh, we we are wired differently than anybody else. Um, I had this since I was a child. I had this different things. I didn't fit anywhere. Now I understand why I don't fit. Now I understand a lot of things about myself. Um, I sit down with my own chart, but I had a headache for an hour and a half. I had to study my own chart. My own astrology chart is a nightmare. Anytime I see that thing, it's like, no way, Jose. I mean, you guys think I'm laughing on it, but no. It's just, but the knowledge it is given to the one that they never going to abuse it, and you're either the messenger of that knowledge, or you're the person one who using it. That knowledge sometimes it's abused from other people. You gotta be very careful who you give into it. It's the same thing like the things for it. Sometimes you're blind. Yes, everyone's got its blind side, and that's why they say, there is this saying here in Bulgaria, everything you will know except one thing, love. You're blind when you're in love. You never see other things when you're in love. And that's one pitfall sometimes. If somebody gets angry with confrontation, I will suggest you if somebody cannot handle the truth, they handle the lie. So therefore, if they handle the lie, they're not the truth. So they're not the true twin flame at all, or they're not a true soulmate, and they're not a true person. Um, so yes, and see, that's what you're getting to it for. Uh, Seashell 200, dear, please, can you do another video on generational family karma and the role of the twin flames there? Um, can you text message me on Facebook so I can get into it? Because right now in the chat, there is no way I can copy it to remember exactly, and I have to look at it exactly where it was into a chat. But can you please get me on the Facebook and uh, just go on my wall and Dio, can you do or even in the messenger, just however you want to do it, just do that for it. If it doesn't come naturally, it's not love. Exactly. If it's not naturally, it's not love. Now, can be imitated, like for instance, the difference between the gold and the brass, it is about you put them through a test. So not everything that shined is gold. So when you put it to the test, you find out each one is the brass, each one is the gold. So that is another thing that might take a look at it. Please don't click on the vor.ngo. That just, it is a spam thing. I can't, oh, excuse me, can't enter it right now there to remove this. Uh, I know, Austin. I know you feel what I'm talking about, and yeah, I will give you some videos after we finish. Uh, Too much of puffing, it's not good deal. Yeah. Uh, I can see that question. Do you know what the purpose of a long distance soul connections? The purpose of the soul connections in a long distance, that is about to establish a connections when two people have to get together. Usually this is orchestrated from above. You try to escape it, you try to get it, but guess what? You can't. It is what it is for it. Is it to, usually that has to do with a get to know each other. Get into this place so they can meet, they can see how it feels, what it feels, and how everything is. The question that is again, if, for example, if you living in South America, let's say Belize, which is Central America, um, you live there in Belize, and the other person is in India. Okay, so you communicate each other, and then the one person go there or the other person go there. Doesn't matter for it, but you get to know each other, so you can have some kind of experience to do. And if you get through that experience, you got to be very careful with what commitments you make there with the big boss, the universe, the God. Okay, you got to be very careful with this, especially when you don't understand the laws of karma. Yeah, you can create a big mess out there. But it's about to meet these two people, to put them in this love environment, and uh, and this environment, it is about the truth. Now, since you're writing now, she will only communicate indirectly on the Facebook post. Let me tell you this. If somebody doesn't want to pick up the phone and call you for a certain period of time, which is usually that it's about 3 weeks for it, that's 21 days. You need to understand there is a something that's called kill the habit, but also it's called kill the rabbit. Um, it is about 21 days. If you want to quit smoking cigarettes, don't smoke for 21 days. And I have some text messages on the Facebook, and the people have no idea I'm doing live. Wondering that some of the messages they for it. Uh, and I have some holidays from my job. Anyway, if we're talking about this 21 days rule. On this 21 days rule, it's about kill the habit, kill the rabbit. What happens is if the person for 21 days escapes of the things that needs to be taught, things that needs to be solved, that is the rabbit. So what you have to do is that you shoot the rabbit. You just go out there and you just, I got you. You just play the game. So if you play the game, I'll put it away. Um, Now, if you look at it on those 21 days, if the person just want to talk to you only to um, something happened to the video because you already passed 2 hours or so, maybe the connection went too. I hopefully it's stabilized. Um, the real person has to find a way to talk to you. If they don't talk to you about the things that are important, the things that needs to be fixed, the things that needs to be, it's escaping. This is about the rabbit trying to escape. No wondering why they put the white rabbit in the matrix, to follow the rabbit. But sometimes following the rabbit can lead you to a hole, or sometimes following the rabbit can lead you to maybe something more meaningful into. But usually a person who tries to steer the connection, doesn't matter what connection is, they try to steer it, then that steering of this connection is not going to end up anywhere else. Okay. Now there is a difference between you need to look at it more deeply if she sends you this post. You need to take a look at it more deeply because some of the spatial people out there, they have a very things when they put it to post and they have the energies in there. Um, this is not a manipulation. This is about a guidance. It's like, look there, you need to work on that. Look there, you need to work on that. Okay? A lot of the people can mistake this for a manipulation, but it's not. It is a guidance. Okay? The one leads you to improvement, the other one leads you to the rabbit hole, down and ground to it. So, DEFCON, um, reevaluate the relationship. There is more be a something else behind the veil you don't see. There could be a something hidden that you don't see yet. Maybe the love blinds you. Take a look more deeply. She's successful and tries to help me. Well, that is good if she tries to help you. If she has a relationship with you, or it just yeah, DEFCON. Just DEFCON. You know what? What about tomorrow? You give me a haul and on the Facebook. My Facebook. It's over in the top of the banner of the channel. You just go click there and send me a message, or send me a friend's request, and we can talk more in private. How about that? Does that work for you? All right, guys. Any questions? Did you guys have more? I can go for another 30 minutes. Oh, you're welcome, DEFCON. I'll expecting you tomorrow. Um, did I miss any question? Did somebody wrote something that I missed? my time zone, well, right now here it's at 10:30 at night. So if you're living in the States and you're in Chicago, so how do we test for real love? Ah, here is a question. Oh God. Hmm. How do we test for real love? You test for the real love. It comes from above, from the universe. Uh, you love, you perform the love, you give the unconditional love, you give out yourself, you give that love, and you back that up with the actions. So here what it does is that's what the universe wants. You can't just go and study. For example, you can go ahead and study at school, attend the high school, then you go and study in the college, then you go ahead and study in university. Guess what? After the studies, guess what you need to do? You need to get to work. You need to get to perform. And this is same thing applies. This is universal laws. You need to apply it into to reality. So you have to perform that law. The more you perform it, the next stage will comes in. You might gonna end up hurt, maybe gonna end up in troubles, or maybe you're gonna be happy ever after. That thing it is unknown. You need to understand you're walking into the unknown, and it's always been walking into the unknown. Always, 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 always. And if you have a fear of the unknown, then you don't have love. You need to understand that. The love gives you the power to walk into the unknown. You are there to show your true self. You're there to perform your true self. And that's how you show the universe. What's going to happen after that is probably you, the person, you're going to learn the same lessons for it. Maybe the one has to learn from the truth from the others. Maybe the other has to learn the truth about something else. It all depends of what the lesson will be. And uh, this it is about. Seashell, you ask, why do twin flame incorporate such a dysfunctional environments? Huh. Well, dysfunctional, it is about seeking the ugly reality. So you can see the dysfunctions to make the corrections. Let me tell you something about corrections that I read lately. It's not a pretty good example, but it's real. It's a reality. And there was this post floating in the Facebook about a letter of a prisoner who's been set to be executed. His last wish, and his last wish was he wanted the pen and the paper, and they just asked him, "What do you want, the pen and the paper?" And he's like, "I just want the pen and the paper. I want to write letter." And he wrote the letter, and the letter was to his mom, and the letter was stated is, "Dear mom, I wish we could have been together, but we can't. And this is the last letter I can ever write to you. But I want you to know one thing, mom, that when the first time I stole the bike, you shouldn't help me hiding it. When the first time I stole the wallet, You should have not go and tell me to keep it and get the money. You should not teach me how to steal. And mom, you should have been correcting me. You should have been correcting me. Mom, you should not divorce with dad because dad was trying to correcting me. Now, because I wasn't properly corrected. Now I'm telling you goodbye, mom, with so much love. And that's the ugly reality is. That is the dysfunctions of we are into. Those dysfunctions uh, we see it is about to break those patterns, is to break these things. And unfortunately, those are the things that they exist. I mean, we can't help on these situations, but we are in these dysfunctional situations, so we can make it properly function. And if you're not willing to properly function, you're gonna be still in the dysfunction by default. You don't want to apply to these new things. Guess what? If it's against apply to the family karma. If your parents they have dysfunctional family, then the parents of the parents has dysfunctional family. Then it was dysfunctional family of the there before. And if you are the one who actually uh, meant to break this cycle, then you're the one. Uh, Danny, oh, have you seen New World All-Star Theory on Twin Flames? I have no idea what you're talking about, Danny. Theories for Twin Flames, especially nowadays, I mean, you can't really, I have no words. I mean, you starting from ideas about twin flames from what it was originally started back 3,000 years ago, for even how is it like 2,000 years ago, as Aristotle said, you want to know what love is. Love is a uh, two bodies with the one soul. And you end up till today it's like multi-level marketing organizations that says I'll if you pay me the money I'll get you a twin flame and I will get you in a twin flame relationships or I can get you on this and that. And those are the things that really you know you have to look out for it. um, um, Here's the guy on YouTube who says you must block and walk away from your twin. Uh, what is that, DEFCON? Um, that's exactly what he markets. Here we go. Marketing. Let me tell you something about marketing within the twin flame. Um, I see. Well, no, I'm not. Long time ago, I said that this wide open. I'm not going to be the policeman within the twin flame community because doesn't need to. Okay, universe has its own way. Mm, You can be feed what you get um, for it, and when you feed what you get is It is what it is. So people get in the desperations of getting with in twin flame connection. People want experiencing that love. Okay, you can experience that love. You can get into it. You can have that love. The question is that who do you show that love to it? To yourself, to the person with, to the universe, to in the front of everybody, or this is just a secret mission, or wherever it is the story. But the universe has its own ways of getting the informations out. So if you are desperate, you will learn that desperation leads to nowhere by going to those multi-level marketings and spend tons of money, and at the end you end up with empty-handed, right? There is no twin in your hands. There is no person in your hands. But guess what? Your wallet got lighter instead of you getting keep the money and evolving your own self to it. Um, there was a long time ago when we started back. We're talking about 6, 7 years ago. I didn't like the few people that said, "Dio, you should charge money for talking to so many twin flames. You should go charge money for this and that." Now I have no choice because I have no job. I ask people to donate, and for astrology charts I charge. But people who's been doing it um, charts with me, they know the value. Okay, people who I did charts, they know the value from the informations of it, and they can apply that information in their life um, for it. But the beginning, I didn't ask for anything in return. Anything. I just gived out to help, 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 because that was the time that I had to help. That was the time when I had to pull all this energies in there. A lot of the people said, like, Dio, you don't have the energy as used to. Don't get attracted to the energy. The person change and evolves. If you don't feel the same energy as used to, why doesn't have it now? Energies evolve. It changes not only a frequency, but it's also intensity. And you need to understand, if you don't catch certain vibrations, why you don't? Okay, because at the beginning of the awakening process, everything gets high, but it's got a low intensity. It's got a high volume, but low intensity. Okay, you need to understand this, that the one it's different than the others. Okay, you need to go back and study the laws of hydraulics. Okay, so you can have a big giant cylinder like this. Okay, big tube like that, and you're pushing a very little, and from here it's gonna be comes out a long string, but very amount, smaller amount. Okay, it's the same thing that applies for those energies. But that's for people who understand things. And people who doesn't understand things, they have to work. They have to put together for it. Yes. Is the scariest thing that I ever experienced the connection, and it hurt a lot. DEFCON. Listen, I get me tomorrow on the Facebook. Get me tomorrow on the Facebook. We'll have a one-on-one conversations, and I'll help you to get up. There is a certain videos I want to give it to you so you can. They're empowering videos. They're about like you to let go. They are more masculine empowerment videos. I've been watching them for quite a bit of time, and you'll see what I'm talking about. All right, guys, you got some any more questions, or we should close down the session? If you guys have some more questions, just write them down, and we can go for another 15-20 minutes. If not, uh, we can say to each other, giving each other a lot of energy. Hey, Donna, love to you too. Um, and I hope that the new year is going to give us a new look. Why does it take so much maturity to handle this relationship? Ah, maturity. Yes, yes, maturity. That maturity, it is about evolving within the spirit. Do you understand? The spirit is the one that empowers the soul. Don't mix them. You have a lousy spirit, uh, you have a lousy soul. And the spirit is the one that recognizes the wrong from right. You don't have a touch base with your spirit inside of you, then there is a problem. Then your reality could be different. And maturity, it's the growth. Maturity begins from the very first the beginning, when you learn that I will prove it again with astrology. The 1-year-old, it's represent Aries, and that's why the Aries, it's always demanding for attention. He's the baby, somebody's got to take care of him. Okay. The 2-year-old, it's Taurus. That is the person that, this terrible tooth that you try to tell him something and they're like, no, 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 I'm stubborn. You tell them don't open the door, where the trash can is, and they guess what? They just go open the door and they get the trash can and they're falling down and all the garbage is in the mess, right? But this is how they learn the material world. You not just tell them no, and you just tell them, hey, listen, there is the garbage can and that is yucky. And they're like, what do you mean yucky? And you tell them it smells that garbage. And you teach them that it's okay, now you understand it. They, ooh. Now they know that when you open that door and you put something in the garbage and they're going to be like, ooh, they will remember it. Okay? And the 3-year-old, it's with Gemini. This is when you go to the kindergarten usually. You meet other people like you. So if you look at it, the maturity begins with that inner child within you. But if your inner child hasn't matured, are you really matured? And that's why this maturity is really crucial for this relationship. In order to handle this relationship, guess what? It will require this maturity. It will require this power of you to be flexible. You can't be staying like a stone and not be a flexible, but also will require one very important thing that I've been talking all night, and this here now, here and now. It is about need to mature it, and then now don't bring the past relationships into your relationship. Don't maybe same things will happen, but you warn the person, hey, don't do this to me because that's what happened. And if they do it to you, then you tell them, listen, you screwed up. You did the same thing. You know what? Screw you too. And basically that whole thing is gonna fall apart because there is a lack of maturity of the partner who doesn't understand this. And the maturity, it's critical on this connection. The maturity is to finally understand that the only thing that's matter it's uh, inner peace. You need to understand home without peace is not a home. If you don't understand this, you haven't matured. Okay? It's very different if you walking into a home where you comes in and your kids come back from school and they comes in, it's like, hi mom, hi dad, and they're so excited and they're like, we got this and that. And it's different when your kid so comes in and they walks in and you got like that it keeps going inside and continues and for an hours and hours and hours. I have some neighbors upstairs and every time when it comes in 5 o'clock here you can't stay. And that's how it begins because of the environment. Okay, the environment it has to be matured. You can't just go into this kind of relationship, but you're still in the zoo. You can't have the zoo. You can't have a zoo when there is the time for the zoo. There is time for everything. But if in the zoo it's constantly, then there is something's wrong in there. It's required this corrections for it. This correction so that maturity can be passed to the next generation. If you're not immature, your kids never will mature. So probably the generations before you, they haven't matured yet. They may mature in ages, but they haven't matured in mentality. And this is more mental and more spiritual evolutions too. Uh, Merry Christmas, Margaret. Um, sure, Alaya. Merry Christmas. Unseen. I don't agree with Kurt and his marketing. Why would you hurt your twin and block? Uh, Here's the thing for it about blocking. Okay, I talk about the 21 days. After the 21 days is expired, okay, you're not talking about the real problems. Then there is a different problems behind. And the block will be for you to protect yourself from not doing it the wrong things. Because during this intensified connections for it, you need to understand those intensified connections, they can be very intense, but there it can be very, very, um, very dark. And this is when the egos are coming out to play. And it all depends how the ego comes in from the generations down. Yep. So some some blockages are healthy, but some blockages are not. And don't mix twin flames with anything else. If something doesn't go right and it goes south, you have to look at maybe the relationship is something else or the person is something else, not what they present themselves for it. So you got to be very careful If I can ask one more question, does each twin flame has their own higher self, or the most case has a shared higher self? And if in some cases, do they have their own higher self? Why do we need two higher self to guide the individuals? Here one thing say, why it needs two? It's a coin. The one higher self is the one side, the other higher self is the other side. But they are part of the same thing. They are together. If you picture the union, they are together. Okay? So once they get together, the two higher self, they are mature enough, not only for union, but they are mature enough to sustain, like the coin. Okay? That's its one purpose. It's the two higher selves to evolve as one by keeping its own individuality. Because the one can see the one side of the issue, the other can see the other side of the issue. But they both working together. The test of the twin flames, it's when you practice it with to see what it is, to see how it is. And you may be getting to the wrong place at the wrong time, the wrong situation. If you need to learn to evolve, uh, um, we'll see the things, how the things are going for it. So we'll see how the situation will be. Okay? But that's what the higher self. Thanks, Ansi. Guys, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. But I'm getting some more messages go on in the Facebook. I need to answer. I appreciate that you guys were here. I appreciate that you guys supporting my channel by watching my videos. Bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you. If you need some any help, you guys know how to find me through Facebook. And guys, I want to give you love. I want to give you hope. I want to give you dreams. But don't forget, don't lose yourself about anything. And don't forget about it. Love is blind, but the actions always prove the truth. Without truth, you have nothing. You have false thing. You have false reality. Take off your mask. Be your authentic true self. Because the authentic true self, it is who you are together within real universe. You want to be the universe be real with you, you gotta be real with the universe. That's the bottom line. And the truth can set you free, nothing else. So in these holidays, take your time, be love for yourself first, so you can be love for everybody else. So guys, thank you so much, and be love. Be love. Okay, I just have to. All right, guys.